Hello everybody, this is Rita Offen and it's Thursday the 24th of October. It's 10 minutes past 1 in the afternoon here in the UK, and I'm here with Tom Williams, and we are about to do his weekly stock picks video. And we apologise of course for not having done his weekly newsletter. I've been away a couple of weeks. But I'm back, and this weekend we'll be resuming, and you should see Tom's newsletter appearing during the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. Actually, it will probably be Sunday. So here we are. This is the S&P 500 parent index, which is what we always analyse first to see the action of the parent index, which is made up of all the stocks that we've been looking at. So we're going to talk about this first, and then we've picked a few stocks within the S&P 500 index that are acting as strong or stronger than the index. So here is Tom Williams to talk about this parent index first of all.
Thank you, Rita. Yeah, Tom Williams here. I can't emphasize strongly enough that you must trade in harmony with this index. It's this index where the equity lies, the strength lies, the value lies. Here, right in front of you, look. That's where it all is action. Don't forget the future and all this other stuff are derivatives of this cash market. And professional money will be trading in the cash market here. And I know, I've seen them do it, where they know certain moves in this cash market are going to shift the future, and they do that first, knowing that it's going to move the future, but they take their position in the future before the cash market. Very, very crafty move as far as I can. I've seen them do it, so it sometimes gives a wrong impression. I've heard them on these TV movies saying, well, it's the future that's driving the market. It's never the future. The future is a derivative. It's here, the cash market. Anyway, this is the S&P 500. You can see it's trending up. However, we have hit a position up here where we are really overbought. The spreads are narrow, the volume has fallen off, there's not a lot of demand. On saying that though, this last bar is a test. It's a down bar, a red down bar. The volume is not exactly low, but it's not high either. So we have to let it unfold. Now I think there's some sort of signal there, but
Let me just click on the yellow box, selling pressure.
Selling pressure, yeah. So we've got a warning there, look. Now you trade in harmony with this index. Now as soon as you see this weakness appearing in this index, as soon as you see obvious serious weakness in the intraday charts, right, which we have done, right, it's been popping up and down. There's been some very high volume and up bars showing there's definitely supply there. However, they seem to recover fairly quick. I think myself this could easily be the start of a distribution top. But we have to let the market tell us what it's doing. Right, now I must, we don't normally blow our trumpets, but if you look back at all the stock selection we made, I believe every one has shot up with this index. So the whole idea is you must trade. You can't expect a stock to shoot up if the index isn't going up. Has it crashed out? Right, okay, I don't know what happened there. Okay, so you trade harmony with this index, and all those stock selections we give you, the reason why they're more likely to go up than the others, but you can't pick them all, obviously. But long as there's no heavy supply in the background, in other words, up bars on high volume, there's none of that. Even up bars on low volume, no demand, you won't find those. It's acting as strong as the index, and that's why they go up like that. There are no bargains in the stock market. There's no individual stock out there that's fallen without the professional money. Not good stock anyway, where professional money hasn't noticed. There's too many clever people out there with money. And anyway, they got specialists, most of these stocks. They know perfectly well what it's doing. Rita?
That's the first one we picked,
Yeah? Yeah.
Biogen.
Do you want to say hello about that?
Okay, so the first stock, we picked 3 stocks this week. The first one is Biogen, which is clearly acting stronger than the index.
But not really, is it? Well, funny when every time you look at these charts, you see something slightly different. It's not actually acting strong with the index, is it? Because the index is making a new high. Well, this isn't. It's not far off it. But I think the reason why we picked it, you've got a lovely shakeout in the background, and there's no ultra high volume and up bars showing this selling around here. So that one, to me, as far as the chart's concerned, looks a good candidate. However, you trade in harmony with the index. Okay?
The next one is Dominion. So I shall put some more bars up. Alright, so here's the one that we identified here, Tom, the high volume that was pushing up the absorption. Yes, so we were looking at this one, and Tom's always looking at signs of any high volume in the background, which can denote weakness, which you need to be very careful about when going long. But on this occasion, he identified this high volume here as absorption volume. So here at this level, you'll see there's a level, and the market actually gapped up through that level and pushed up. So we're actually going to be talking about absorption volume. Tom's preparing something at the moment in the newsletter, so you'll hear more about that in the newsletter. But as we noticed that it pushed up through this level here, and it's been going up, and it has since tested several times. So I'll put less bars up there, Tom, for you.
Yeah, thank you, Rita. Yes, if you make sure you read the newsletter this weekend, we're talking about absorption volume. There's been a few people asking about it, not quite sure about it. It's all based on common sense. It's all based on simple logic. And once you see that, you'll always remember it. Now, this looks like a healthy stock. It's making a new high. The index is making a new high. There's no apparent weakness here that I can see. A weakness would present itself as high volume on up bar, especially if it was a narrow spread. Then that, especially if it's in new high ground, that'd be serious weakness. But I can't see that, and the specialists on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange would know perfectly well all the good points about this stock, and that's why it's acting as strong as the index. So in a way, it's almost like trading on inside information, isn't it? See, the big houses, trading houses, send out these specialists who are very clever at fundamentals, and they will find out all about these stocks, and they will know whether the stock's any good or not. And that's obviously reflected in the chart. It's as simple as that. Very logical, straightforward. So there's no weakness here. It's acting as strong as the index. As long as you trade in harmony with the index, you won't go far wrong.
Okay, and our third stock is Biogen. B-I-I-B. Biogen. Actually, have we looked at that one before? Sorry, I think is it Starbucks that we haven't looked at? That's it, Starbucks. So here's Starbucks.
Right, thank you, Rita. Yeah, Starbucks. How about a lovely cup of coffee? I must admit that when I first went to America, I went to this cafe, and I didn't know that the Yanks only drank decent coffee. I said, "Can I have a cup of tea, please?" So this huge woman grabbed a tea bag, threw it in a cup, and put it under the hot water tap. And I shuddered. I thought, Christ, she's making tea. And ever since then, I've never had tea. Always had coffee in America. And but it's catching on here. It always has done. Starbucks. Anyway, here's a chart of it. Now, the reason why this is a good, it's really obviously making new highs here. And also, right here, look, you've got a fantastic shakeout. There it is. Now, what? No signal, unfortunately. It will be on other time frames. But what's interesting is, I mentioned this quite often recently. Whenever you see a red arrow, look, there's definitely a red arrow showing weakness. Okay? If it's immediately tested, that's a sign of strength. And if that's not a test, I'll eat my hat. Right? Immediately after a red arrow, look, that's why it's gone up. So Starbucks, put that on your list. But remember, you trade in harmony with the index. Okay? Anyway, I'll say thank you very much for listening. And I wish you all the best. And I'll talk to you again.